Okay. Alright, so in the last class we started with differential amplifiers with active load. So active load here is having a current mirror configuration where RD is supposed to be there, right? So when you have a current mirror there, okay, what are the obvious advantages you get? Alright, first thing, say for example if I have taken a simple differential amplifier, a single-ended differential amplifier, I am not taking a differential output, rather I am taking a single-ended output. Then in that case the gain which I see is half GM into RD. Okay, half GM into RD. So the problem here is usually in a common source amplifier we write the gain to be GM times RD. Okay, minus GM times RD. Alright. Minus is just to indicate whether the output signal is inverting or non-inverting. So let us not consider that minus sign for now. Okay. So for the case of a single-ended output, right? We had like this. We had a MOSFET like this. Then we had another MOSFET like this. This is RD. This is output V0. Okay. This was a biasing source I. This is minus VSS. This was plus VDD. Okay, this is minus VI plus VI by 2, VID by 2. This is minus VID by 2. Okay, so V0 by VID by 2 is actually GM times RD. So that is fine. But it is VID by 2. It is a differential signal which you are applying. VID is the differential input signal which is applied across both these input terminals. Alright. So here you give plus VID by 2, here you give minus VID by 2. Alright. So from this V0 by VID is actually half times GM RD. Alright. So when I take this into consideration, this I will write it as capital GM. Okay. So for a single-ended MOS differential pair without an active load, right? Transconductance is GM by 2, right? But once if I keep a current mirror here like this, if I have a current mirror like this, then here I have this like this. This is my biasing source I. This is minus VSS. This is VDD. This is V0. This is VID by 2 minus VID by 2. This is plus VID by 2. Okay. So if I keep a configuration like this, okay, a current mirror configuration like this, what happens is that my GM, okay, my GM has actually increased from GM by 2 to actually GM. This is what we have proved in the last class. So that is what I have written there. See, transconductance GM is equal to capital GM is equal to small GM. Okay, for a single-ended MOS differential pair with active load, and without an active load it is GM by 2. So half of the gain itself is half gain is actually lost if you don't use an active load, right? That is minus 6 dB. Okay. So now that we have established that by using a active load, a current mirror, we have increased the GM value, but thereby the the gain of the circuit. Right. Now similarly, let us look at the output impedance. Okay. So determining the output impedance. Output impedance R0. Okay. Now in this case, remember R0 is the output impedance seen from the load side. Okay. So for that, any and all sources in your circuit should be 0, right? So make all sources equal to 0. This is important, okay, when you are determining the output impedance. Right, now if I draw a diagram, okay, which I had VDD earlier here, so that has become ground, it has become shorted. Then here I have another MOSFET, this has gone to ground because VDD is 0 now. Okay, next I have a MOSFET here which is also ground, another MOSFET here which is also ground, this is also ground. Okay, here I'll assume a voltage source, I'll call it as Vx, and the current which flows from this I will call it as Ix. Okay, such that R naught is Vx by Ix. Okay, R naught is this is R naught. Okay, this is 0 volts, which is virtual ground. Virtual ground. Okay, so I'm sorry, this has to be connected to this. Okay, this I will call it as Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Okay, so just to summarize, Q3 and Q4 form the current mirror pair. Current mirror pair. Okay, they form the current mirror pair, of which Q3 is the input and Q4 is the output. Meaning, whatever current enters Q3, okay, is generated at Q3, the same current will be generated at Q4, provided Q3 and Q4 are properly matched. Now try and pay attention now. Okay, before I forget, we have these resistances. This is R03, R04, this is R01, and this is R02. Okay, now let me assume the current which is flowing like this, okay, in this direction. I will call it as I. Okay, now this current, if I flows like this, okay, at the drain of Q2, since the gate is grounded, right, the same current will flow through the source also, source of Q2, that is like this, right, the same current will traverse like this, same I current. Okay, once it reaches source of Q1, that same current, if you look in this direction, if you see in this direction, the impedance seen is 1 by GM1, right. Remember, source, the impedance seen at the source is 1 by GM, right. This is actually 1 by GM plus GMB. Here we are assuming GMB to be 0. Okay, so which is obviously a very less resistance. So the same current I will be also seen here in this. Okay, now now I is the actual current which is entering into Q3. Now Q3 is the input to the current mirror pair, right. So whatever current enters Q3, okay, that same current will be seen at Q4 also, correct, right. Same current will be seen at Q4. So this is what it is. Okay, I'm just showing you the path of the current which flows. Okay, and if you look at Q3, okay, diode connected transistor, MOSFET, okay, MOSFET Q3. Okay, right? From the source, I see a impedance 1 by GM3, okay, from in this direction. And if you observe 1 by GM3 and R03, which is the drain to source resistance between drain to source resistance of Q3, okay, 1 by GM3 is actually less than R03, which is why the drain current which you see at Q3, that will be almost same as I. So which implies drain current at Q3 is almost same as I. Okay, it is almost same as I. Right. Other thing is, since this is the input to the this I is the input to the transistor Q3, the same current is mirrored across Q4 also. Right. Now comes the important part. Actually finding out what is this I value, right? So if I see in this direction, okay, the impedance which I see is R02. Okay, the impedance which I see is R02. Right. So this current I can write it as Vx divided by R02. Yes, because voltage at this point, okay, voltage at this point, I'll put it in a different color. Voltage at this point is Vx. Okay, Vx divided by R02, that is the impedance in the downwards direction. Alright, so Vx by R02 gives me current I. Right, so I have to find out what is this R02 now. So R02 here is actually the output resistance of, or output impedance of Q2. Okay, it is actually the output impedance of Q2, transistor Q2. And if you look at Q2 and Q1, okay, Q2 is a common gate transistor because gate is shorted anyway, fine. That common gate transistor is connected to transistor Q1, okay, that is the source of Q2 is connected to source of Q1. So if I draw that part separately, okay, let me remind you again, I am drawing the Q2 and Q1 part separately. So I will get like this. I have Vx here, plus minus Vx here, then this is Q2, okay, this is ground, this is again connected to source, again this is ground, this is gone like this, this is goes towards Q3. Okay, I am not worried about that. And the impedance seen in this direction, in this way, is this is Q1, this is R01, this is R02. Okay, so the impedance R, capital R02, this is capital R02. That is what we have to find. Right. So if you look in this direction, this we know it to be 1 by GM1, which we see earlier. See, 1 by GM1 here. Right. So I can write R02 as a amplified version of R01 parallel 1 by GM. Is an amplified version, amplified, or I should say cascaded version of R01 or just parallel, I should say 1 by GM. Okay, because I can simply write this as like this, then you can write here as 1 by GM1. Okay. can actually write it as this also, R01 in parallel 1 by GM1. This is also correct. But the thing is, R01 in parallel with 1 by GM is close to 1 by GM1 only, because R01 is a very large value when compared to 1 by GM1. So any large resistance in parallel with a small resistance will give the small resistance only. Right. So how do I write this R02? So R02 I can write it as small R02 plus intrinsic gain of Q2, which is 1 plus GM2 R02 times R01 parallel 1 by GM. I can write it like this. Remember, this is your output resistance of a cascade amplifier. Okay, that is how this equation comes into picture, right? But here this R02 I will write it as 1 plus GM2 R02 into, I will call this as 1 by GM, right? Because R01 is a very large value compared to 1 by GM. So multiply it. So R02 plus 1 by GM1 plus GM2 by GM1 into R02. Okay, so here we'll make certain assumptions. We'll say that, say the transistors are perfectly matched, so GM1 is equal to, say, GM2 is equal to, say, some nominal value GM, and this GM2 into R02, okay, is a value which is very much greater than 1. Then in that case R02 will be simply 2 times R0, small R02. Okay, this I will call it as equation B, because we will revisit this again. Alright, so R02 here is just 2 times small R02, that is drain to source resistance of Q2. Right, now let us look at this green color point here. Okay, apply KCL at that point. Okay, apply KCL at this green color node. Then what will I get? Right, KCL at node. Okay, what will I get? I will get Ix plus Ix is equal to I plus I plus Vx by R04. Okay, how? Ix is the current which is entering that node. You have one I here, another I here, and the current which is flowing through R04. Okay, so all this will so Ix will be I plus Vx divided by R04. Why? Because if you apply see a voltage between these 2 points, that is Vx only, right? This part is also ground, this part is also ground, right? So voltage drop across R04 will be Vx only. Okay, so applying KCL, we get this. From this you can separate it out. You can write like this. This I is current through Q2, current through Q2. This I is current at drain of Q4, current at drain of Q4, and this Vx by R04 is current across R04, current across R04, right? So write it here. So Ix is equal to 2I plus Vx by R04 I we have established earlier, okay, which is I'll call this as equation 1, this as equation 2, better. Okay, equation 1 and equation 2. So according to equation 1, Ix will be 2 Vx divided by R02. No, not R02, capital R02, plus Vx divided by R04. Right. R02 is 2 times R02 according to equation 2. So equation 2, Ix will become 2 times Vx divided by 2 R02 plus Vx divided by R04. Therefore, Ix is equal to Vx into 1 by R02 plus 1 by R04. Okay. Now this 1 by R02 plus 1 by R04, you can call this as a parallel combination of R02 and R04. Right. So I can write this as R0 is equal to Vx by Ix, which is R02 parallel R04. Okay, this part is important. So this is the output impedance, okay, of differential amplifier with active load. Okay, and if you think of this R02 parallel R04, it is you can actually derive it very intuitively. Okay, R0 is a value which is here. Okay, and in the upward direction I see R04, and in the downward direction I can see R02. Okay, again that is a very general way of saying this. So you can say that you have when seen from in this point of view, okay, the green mark point of view, right, you can see that these two resistances R02 and R04, both of them are parallel. So you can intuitively say that the output impedance is actually a parallel combination of R02 and R04, right. So that is what we just derived now. Okay. Right. So this is what output impedance is. Right. Next, now we have R0, we have GM. Okay, GM and GM, which is GM only. Okay, so using these two equations, we'll determine what is the differential gain. Okay, differential gain of a differential amplifier. So differential gain okay, this is AD, which is V0 by VID, okay, which is nothing but GM times R0. Very easy to remember, GM times R0. Okay, so therefore AD here in this case is GM, capital GM is small gm, R0 is R02 parallel R04. Right. Now this is the actual formula now for a differential gain. Okay. But if somehow R02 is same as R04, okay, then in that case is equal to some value R0, then AD becomes GM into R0 by 2, which is, I will write this as A0 by 2. Okay, so you can say that this is the differential gain of a of a actively loaded differential amplifier. Right. Now the only things which are left out is finding out CMRR and common mode input. Okay. Just neatly. Differential gain AD. Okay. Next we find the common mode gain and the CMRR. So next topic, common mode gain, which is ACM, and CMRR, common mode rejection ratio. Right. Earlier we had to find AD because the inputs which I gave were VID by 2 and VID. Right. Now it's not like that. Now I have to give same inputs, a common mode input to both the gates of the transistors of Q1 and Q2. Right. So we'll draw this here. This one goes to Q3. This is Q4, this is going to ground. This one is this one is RSS. This one I have given VICM. Okay. To this also I have given VICM, common mode input. So I have to find what is V0 by VICM. V0 is this. Right. So this one is R04, R03, R04, R02, and this is R01. So this is Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Alright, now I have to find out what is V0 by VCM, V0 by VICM. Okay, from that I have find out what is CMRR. Okay, so first let me slightly modify this diagram. Okay, see, assume the currents which are flowing here are, let me just copy this because I will need it again. Okay. Now the currents which I assume are, this current I will assume it as I1, and this current I will assume it to be I2. Okay, I1 and I2. Now if you look at I1 and I2, I can write I1 and I2 as I1 is equal to I2 as VICM divided by RSS. Right, 2 RSS. I'll tell you why. Now these voltages, these currents, RSS here is the output impedance of the current source. Okay, earlier I had a current source there, and the output impedance of that current source is, I will call it as RSS. Now I1 and I2 voltages at the source which you see. Okay, should put it like this. Voltage at this point. voltage at sources of Q1 and Q2 will be actually close to VICM, right? Why it will be close to VICM is because if you assume Q1 and Q2 to be a common source follower, right? For a source follower, input is given to gate, output is taken at source, right? So since it is a source follower, the source voltage which you see, okay, that will be actually same as the input voltage, which is VICM in this case. So voltage at this point, at this node, okay, you see is actually VICM, okay. Right. Then in that case, the current which flows I1 and I2 will be actually VICM by 2 RSS, right, by 2 RSS. Then in that case, this diagram which you have, okay, that I will slightly modify in such a way that I have separate wings for Q1 and separate wings for Q2. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Now in this diagram, I will remove this and I will replace with 2 RSS like this, and 2 RSS like this. Right. Why 2 RSS? Remember, both this I1 plus I2 both will constitute towards the current flowing through RSS, right? The bias source which you had here, I. Okay. This I is actually both I1 plus I2. Okay. So I've not drawn this I here because I've taken the small signal model directly, because that is why I'm not taken this I. Now that is why you get I1 plus I2 as if you add both of them. If you add actually I1 plus I2, if you add both of them, you should get VICM by RSS, okay, which is the same current flowing through this I1 plus I2. Okay, that is why I'm assuming I1 and I2 to be same, means it is perfectly balanced. This Q1 wing and this Q2 wing both are completely balanced. Through both of them same current will flow. So now what I do, instead of writing this RSS, I am going to split that RSS, one for I1 wing, the other one for I2 wing, right? So in that case, that RSS will become 2 RSS. So this one will be I1, this one will be I2. Okay. Then in that case, what would be R01 and R02? Simple. This is R01, this is R02. Okay. So R01 will be an amplified version of 2 times RSS in this case in the left side, and R02 will be the amplified version of 2 RSS in the Q2 case, right? So R01 will be, capital R01 will be small r01 plus 1 plus GM1 times R01 into 2 RSS. Similarly, R02 will be R02 plus 1 plus GM2 times R02 times 2 RSS. Remember this type of formula which we have seen already in cascade amplifiers. Same thing here, right? So if say all the transistors are very nicely matched, say R01 and R02 are same as some typical value R0, and GM1 is equal to say GM2 is equal to some typical value GM, then in that case both R01 and R02 will be same. Capital R01 and capital R02 will be same, will be equal to R0 plus 1 plus GM times R0 times 2 RSS. right? It will be same, R naught plus 1 plus Gm times R naught into 2 RSS. Remember here R naught 1 will be actually greater than R naught 3 times 1 by Gm3. Okay, now where is this 1 by Gm3? It is this 1 by Gm3. Okay, and this and this R naught 2 is a value which is much greater than R naught 4. Right, by looking at the expressions only you can tell, right, the impedance seen downwards will be more than the impedance seen upwards, right? That way you can put it. Now what is this VGS3? I have to find out this value now, VGS. Okay, now VGS here is this value and this value are same, so this is also VGS. So VGS here I can write it as minus I into I1 into R naught 3 parallel 1 by Gm3. Okay, if you apply KVL in this direction here, okay, I can write, I get VGS plus I1 into in the upwards direction like this KVL. Okay, I will get VGS plus I1 into R naught 3 parallel 1 by Gm3, right, which is the same equation, and I4 as minus Gm4 into VGS3. Okay, small confusion. This is not VGS. This is actually VG3, gate voltage of Q3. Okay, so this is VG3. And this also. VG3 is the same voltage which is supplied to the gate of Q4, and because of this VG3 you have a drain current flowing across Q4, so that is written as I4. Okay, that I have written it as I4. Now substitute the value of VG3 in this, therefore I4 is equal to I1 into Gm4 into 1 by Gm3 parallel R naught 3. Right, now here at the output node, if you look at the output node V0, okay, V0, this V0, current I4 is actually like this. Not like this, opposite direction. I4 is like this. This current, should clearly write it, this current is I2. Okay, then I can write V0 as at output node, V0 is equal to I4 minus I2 into R04. Again KVL. Okay, this part you apply KVL. Now this part you apply KCL. Okay, at the output node apply KCL. Okay, substitute all the values. So V0 is equal to I4, which is I1 Gm4 into 1 by Gm3 parallel R03, okay, minus I2 into R04. Okay, where, remember, where I1 is equal to I2 is equal to VICM divided by 2 RSS. So from this make some this directions. So V naught, I can write it as I into I1 into GM4. Okay, this is R naught 3 parallel 1 by GM3. So R naught 3 divided by GM3 divided by 1 plus GM3 R naught 3 divided by GM3. Okay, this GM3 will get cancelled. Minus I2 whole into R04 whole into R04. From this again V naught is equal to I1 GM4. Okay, this is R03 minus 1 plus GM3 R03. I'm just solving this, that's all, nothing else. So 2 divided by 1 plus GM3 R03. Okay, this whole thing into R04. This derivation is not there in the textbook. Okay, and V naught is equal to I1 GM4 R03 minus I2 minus I2 GM3 R03. Correct? Yeah. Divided by 1 plus GM3 R03. Okay, now the first equation and the last equation, I GM4 R03, I2 GM3 R03. Okay, these both will get cancelled. Why? Assuming GM3 is equal to GM4 and I2 is equal to I1, I1 is equal to I2. Okay, both of them will get cancelled. So V naught is left with, V naught is actually left with minus minus I2 R04 divided by 1 plus GM3 R03. Okay, now I2 we have derived I2 as VICM by minus, this is VICM divided by 2 RSS into R04 divided by 1 plus GM3 R03. Okay, so again solve it. So V naught by VICM, this is what we want to find, which is ACM, common mode gain, is minus 1 by 2 RSS into R04 divided by 1 plus GM3 R03. Right, from this I'll assume assume GM3 R03 is much greater than 1. Okay, then in that case, and R03 is equal to R04, then in that case ACM will be minus 1 by GM3 into RSS. Okay, so this I will call it as equation equation A, I will call it. Okay, now this is my common mode gain. This is my common mode gain. This is my common mode gain. ACM. Okay, now I have to find CMRR. Therefore CMRR is AD by ACM. Okay, AD by ACM, which is AD is, we derived it as GM into R02 parallel R04. Okay, and ACM is, I'll put modulus. I'm not worried about the minus sign. So 2 GM3 into RSS. Okay, so if I take a generic value, GM3 is equal to GM. Okay, GM3 equal to GM, and say R02 is equal to R04 is equal to some generic value, some typical value R0. Then CMRR is GM R0 divided by 2 into GM R0 by 2 into 1 by okay, 100 minus 1 here, 2 GM into RSS power minus 1. Therefore CMRR is GM into R0 into GM into RSS. Okay, this is CMRR of the differential amplifier. This is CMRR of one actively loaded differential MOS pair taken where the output is taken single-ended, where the output is taken single-ended. Okay, right. I hope you have understood this. Actually, with this your module 5 is over. Okay. Alright, what is left is we have a couple of problems which we need to look at. Okay, so those problems we'll try and solve it in tomorrow's class. Okay, any queries you can ask.